Hello YouTube, Metro fans and enthusiastic gun dudes out there. Today we have another gun that I remastered, and it's basically based on my previous build, which is the Ashot from Exodus version 2. This one respects the original material, but I add a lot of the features of my own ones, and in the end of the day it still looks like something that was made in a shed. So, like all the builds, I'm going to put on a table in a second and I'm going to tell you all the features of it. This one is quite unique and quite rare, and if you like it, hopefully I can write to the developers and actually tell them to introduce this various design, this specific design into the game, because it has 3 barrels and the mechanism is slightly different. So you pop it to the side like so. You take your cartridges, pop them in. Can do it better and faster. Lock it, cock it, and fire. This thing has a couple of modes of fire, so it's quite unique. I'm going to show you that when I'm going to put on the table. So, this is the previous Ashot. This is the version 2 remastered Ashot. Okay, so this is the Ashot in greater detail. Now, as you can see, it's based on the Exodus one, and this was the last light version. So as you can see, the stock is the same stock that I used in version 2, a previous one, but has been drastically changed and has been given its definitive shape. So it's a lot more ergonomic, it looks really nice, and it's been covered with this kind of paint that makes it beautiful. And the back, we have a piece of rubber, like them all, with a hook, of course, and blue tape. You know why, if you play the game. This to show you how much of a difference is. This piece was from the original one. And you can see just how big it was, so much bigger. So a lot has been sanded, and this whole thing has been redesigned. This is mostly my own design, and I've changed some things that I think should be better, or could have been done better in the game, if it was a real life prototype. So we have triple barrels. This third barrel can be detached, of course. We have 2 bolts here, 2 bolts here, 2 bolts here. So you can turn it into a side-by-side that rotates 90 degrees, which is really nice. If you want to see it like this, I can also convert it and make a small video. We got a plunger, just like in the previous build. This plunger comes in and out and locks these barrels to the back barrel. It's a lot more stronger than having, say, only locking it on this one, like on the first mark of Ashot. So you have 2 points of lock. And also this tilting bolt, as you can see in this one, it's directly down. On mine one, it's to the side. And this allows the barrel to move 90 degrees a lot smoother. Plus you have a locking point here, and you have a locking point there, which is stronger. And you can put a third on there for further strength at the bottom. We have a limiter, so that when you open this, so you can open, it doesn't go further than this bolt. It stops it there in its spot. And then you lock it back in. Again, it's a little bit of a variation, but I think it's a worthy variation. We got 2 hammers and a safety on both sides. Now, here's the trick with these ones. The idea is that the right trigger only fires this barrel, and the left trigger will fire 2 barrels at once. So why I did it like that? If you have something small, you don't want to waste 2 bullets at a time. You only want to use one. One precision shot should take the target. If something's bigger, you use 2, yeah? Because you usually should solve the problem. And if it's really big, you can fire all 3 at the same time. So you have 1, 2, and 3 modes of operation. It's pretty good. It can conserve a lot of ammunition. The guys that have 4 barrels know what I'm talking about. And it also looks like a duplet, but also like a Ashot, because you have side by side and over and under. It's an interesting take on it. I added some features like laser, so you can know where you're shooting. We got a flashlight, because for some weird reason no one puts flashlights on guns, but I think it's a good idea to see where you're shooting before you shoot. We have hooks, of course, just like the previous build, the front and back, so you can put it on the shoulder. You can see everything here is basically redesigned. Even this piece was made smaller compared to the original one and elongated. I don't like this not sticking out, so I covered it in here and I made it more tidy. Yeah, I tidied it up basically. The same with the trigger guard, everything. Basically, if you want to see the difference between this and what it was before, because it is quite a dramatic improvement, you can watch the previous video and then you can understand me better. We also have red dots on it, so you can kind of see where you're shooting. This thing is dirty, but you get the point. And yeah, we have a cover. The other one didn't have a cover, and that's it. It's a lot lighter than the previous one. The bars can be interchangeable. You can put thicker bars, maybe hydraulic pipes if you want. But there's a lot of stuff you can do with it. And of course, it looks like it belongs in the Metro universe, because I think with this one, I respect the original material and I just add a couple of features, like anyone building stuff from scratch should. So, the last point, yeah, just you can tell me in the comments what you think of this. Is it a good modification? Is it a worthy piece of equipment that they can maybe add in the next game? It'd be very nice to see your input. I'll send a picture to the developer for this type of Ashot/duplet, and my previous side-by-side version 2 duplet to the developers, see if they like it, and maybe they can actually add it into the game. That would be a pretty cool piece of art. So until then, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.